Okay, before we get into the video, I just want to say that I am a rookie and I have taken all the videos in vertical format because of all the social media compatibility. So please bear with me because all the videos that you're seeing as montages will be in vertical format. I know I don't have much experience in this, but please bear with me. Thank you. Dead socials, great food, zero attention. So I grabbed my camera and built a content engine to bring this restaurant back to life. By the end of this, you will have a plug and play framework to do this to any of your local businesses and make magic happen for them as well. Okay, let's wind to day one, what I shot and why. Phase one was strategy and phase two is execution. The baseline reality for my client was inactive socials, low followers, and minimal awareness. The clear objective was to create attention velocity with consistent raw content that feeds TikTok Reels, Shorts, and sparks Google searches. The outcomes that we are targeting are reach, watch time, profile visits, Google Business Profile actions, and ultimately walk-ins. So to get momentum fast, I needed volume without losing any story. So I was going for the 3V framework: Vibe, Value, and Vouch. So for Vibe, I went for the shots which relates to the ambience of the place, decor, music, and things like that. For Value, I went for shots like what kind of ingredients they're using, prepping steps, cleanliness, portion sizes, and stuff like that. And for Vouch, I wanted to go for shots like staff moments. The owner is talking something about the shop, stuff like that. But that didn't really happen because they are quite shy. They really don't want to be on the camera. But I am trying my best to convince them to become the face of the brand. One should step up because I'm gonna need that down the line. So I am working on that, but for now, I didn't get any shots like that. But in that case, I tried some other creative measures to fulfill that gap. We will get into that in a second. So for the content itself, I tried to keep it very lean. I was only going for macro food shots, macro preparing shots, how they're preparing the food, and macro plating shot, how they're plating and presenting the food. So those were the very initial capture plan for content for this client. Okay, now that we have our raw content shot, now let's talk about editing and packaging system of the content. For this, my idea was quite simple. Again, for Instagram and TikTok, the video should be very fast paced with very fast cuts, and the video length that I was planning to go for was 15 to 20 seconds max with very hard cuts. And another very important thing that I was trying to go for was that a very strong hook for every video. To be honest, even though the video length is very short, it took me a long time to edit every video because of those transitions, effects, sound effects, and everything. I mean, I am still learning the ropes and it takes time. And when it comes to making creatives, my workflow is all over the place. I really need to work on that. And to fill up that human touch in the videos, I tried to put voiceovers on the videos with captions, which would make the videos more engaging. The voiceovers are all in Finnish because we are in Finland right now, and they're heavily optimized to connect with our targeted audience base. To know more about this, stay tuned because I'll be sharing everything in detail in my upcoming video, how I made that possible. Okay, now let's talk about the post copies itself that I was planning to put on with the creatives on the social media platforms. Is it post copies or captions? How do you say it? Comment down below. So the first line for the post caption was a promise, of course. Then the second line would be the location, dish name, or the offer that was on the creative itself. And the last line would be a CTA or call to action, like buy our stuff, like that. And everything is well optimized in Finnish language for our targeted audience base. And to generate all these post copies and captions, I was heavily relying on ChatGPT. This made the whole process very efficient and straightforward. Okay, now let's talk about the posting cadence and channel mix. As I mentioned before, my client social media platforms were quite inactive. So the plan for first 2 weeks was to post every day, which sounds really easy to say, but to make that happen, it took a lot of work. So I was heavily relying on cross posting, making one creative, for example, one reel video and rendering it in different aspect ratios suitable for different social media platforms. And for stories for platforms like Facebook and Instagram, I plan to post enticing food pictures, polls, questions, things like that to keep the audience engaged. And I should mention this, all these posts and everything had their website link and their location. So everything was pointing towards one single thing. And you have guessed it correct that it will be a feast to track all those data. So I was thinking that after posting for consistently for 2 weeks, we will have some data that we can use to modify our posts and make it better for next batch. So I would say attention is great, but discovery, it needs direction, and which leads us to how we can turn these scrolls to searches. So honestly speaking, I am still trying to figure that part out. I am still working on Google My Business for my client's profile, and I'm still cleaning it up and optimizing it. So it will take a bit more time for me to get some notable data from there. But tracking the metrics properly, that's what matters. For social media platforms, it's quite straightforward and easy to track, get all the metrics from their platforms. But for Google, it's a bit tricky because there are a lot of nuances when it comes to Google, and studying those all by myself is not easy. So I gotta plug everything into my good old chatbot, ChatGPT, to make that happen. And that was my plan always. For these, I will make a very detailed video about the results that we got from this, and I will be sharing everything what happened in that video in the future. Hopefully that's not gonna take a long time to publish, but let's see what happens. Now let's talk about some frictions that I had to face and some fixes that I had to make along the process. One of the biggest frictions that I was facing was the sheer amount of content volume, because 2 weeks of fresh content is not really easy to make. And the fix that I came up with was cross-platform posting. So reusing same content between multiple platforms. That helped me a lot while posting. And another big thing would be my client's brand look, brand identity was quite inconsistent and it was all over the place. So I had to make sure everything looks alike, same, and things like very simple fonts, specific colors, and sticking to the same style helped me a lot. So after some time, I could templatize. Templatize, is that even a word? But whatever, you get it. I made a system and that made the whole process more efficient over time. Okay, now let's wrap it up for today. So let's have a short recap. We shot raw, we edited fast, posted daily, and tied all the social handles to Google and built attention velocity. In the upcoming videos, I will show how I made the whole process happen, what's my workflow, what tools I used, and in another video, I will show you guys what results we got from all this. So I would say stay tuned. And if you like this video, I hope you will like my other videos. Please check them out right here somewhere. This is it for today, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Till then, peace.